Caitlin, target on the left!
Like it's a big deal. Hitting targets is my jam.
Caitlin, watch out!
Holy smokes, that was close. Sebastian timely shot down the arrow heading straight for me. That was a close shave.
Oops. My arrow seems to have a liking for you.
Caitlin is going to be your future princess. Don't be rude.
So what? Without her, I'll just marry someone else. I'm the future king. I might even need like 10 wives.
This jerk! I couldn't just stand there and listen to that sleazebag Jay go on any longer. So I pulled up my bow and shot an arrow straight at him. The arrow whizzed past Jay, leaving him frozen and speechless. Don't worry, I'll make sure I never have to marry someone like you. Hey there, my diary animated fans. I'm Caitlin, 17 years old. I come from a noble family, upper class all the way. Special thing is, ever since I was little, I was betrothed to Jay, a prince from a Nordic country. But seriously, my future husband is such a loser. I've always hated this setup because the guy I really like is Sebastian, Jay's twin brother. Sebastian and Jay are so alike, even our parents could mix them up. Sadly, Jay's personality doesn't even come close to 1% of Sebastian's. He's the most polite, decent guy I've ever met. Sebastian is better than Jay in every way, from archery to martial arts, and obviously brains too. Sadly, according to royal rules, the elder twin gets the throne, and also gets to be my lovely future husband. Because of that dumb wedding since I was little, I've been dragged here to learn all these boring, stodgy court rituals. Caitlin, what is Rule 13 in diplomatic etiquette? What? I can't even open my eyes properly yet. If you can't answer, you'll kneel in the Great Hall just like last time. Oh my gosh, you can't imagine how awful that punishment is.
That'll teach you to aim at a prince?
Just thinking about it is humiliating. While I'm panicking, not knowing what to say, suddenly Sebastian appears like a knight in shining armor.
Rule 13 in diplomatic etiquette is always to wait and invite your counterpart to start the meal first. Right, teacher?
Then he tells me the knight wants to see me urgently, grabs my hand and pulls me away. What's going on? The king called for me?
The king says you've learned enough. Time to go out and play.
This guy always knows how to surprise me and make me happy. He steals a set of clothes from a tall guard.
Come on, hurry up. Climb on my shoulders.
I quickly climb onto Sebastian's shoulders and we pretend to be one tall guard and successfully sneak out. He takes me to the amusement park. This lively place is a total contrast to the dreary, laughter-deprived royal court. Sebastian and I try out all the games. Who knows how much money he brought to spend on all these games?
So, feeling awake yet? Look at you.
This is just for you. Suddenly, from a distance, the noise of people gets louder approaching us. Aren't those the royal guards? We run fast, but luck isn't on our side. Both of us quickly get caught. We face punishment right after. Sebastian even got beaten pretty badly. The next day, I ran to find Sebastian, but accidentally bumped into Jay in the Great Hall. He's the same old jerk. His competitive nature hasn't changed a bit.
Looking for him? Don't you know there's a new rule against the princess having contact with the prince's brother?
You! What did you do?
Just snitched a little.
Right then, I get a message ordering me to move to a new place but still under royal surveillance. Meanwhile, Sebastian will be sent somewhere else. Dang it! I'd rather marry someone like Sebastian than a person like you. Unfortunately, the king and several courtiers nearby heard everything. The king was furious. He ordered our punishment to be carried out immediately. I was transferred to the east side, and Sebastian, I have no idea where they'll send him. Life on the East Coast wasn't a walk in the park, and I hadn't heard a peep about Sebastian for years. I missed him like crazy. Everything just drifted by until one day. The royal buzzkill announced that I was to return to prep for my nightmare wedding to Jay. I'd mentally prepared for this day for forever. I was ready to wreck this marriage and teach Jay a lesson for how he treated my Sebastian. On the big day, I was dolled up to meet the public and the royal family. As usual, I sat at the banquet table waiting for my so-called fiancé to show up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Prince Jay Kowalski.
Wow, no way. He walked in looking surprisingly sharp. Never thought the jerk could look decent or composed. But a polished exterior can't fix a rotten personality. He was pulling chairs out for the ladies at the party. Guess his usual rudeness took some acting classes. Oh snap! Oh heavens, my apologies, Your Highness. Just as I'm freaking out, suddenly I'm being lifted up.
Excuse me, guests. Please continue with your meal. I need to handle this mishap with my future wife.
What the fudge is he doing? All eyes on us now. Is he trying to play the perfect hubby? Fine. I'll show him what it's like to marry a firecracker like me. Oh my, what a charming prince! Truly the people's future king. Yet he's still looking at me with that affectionate smile. Even plants a kiss on my cheek. Are you out of your mind?
Hush now, my love.
After 4 years, Jay's calmness is unnerving. He's nothing like before. He carries me straight to the bedroom. All gentle, then suddenly he whirls around 180 degrees.
Stop causing a scene! You're embarrassing me!
This guy is infuriating. But I won't back down. Not until I find out what happened to Sebastian. I still need to stall and wreck this marriage. The next day, while Jay is discussing some business deal with a leader from a Southeast Asian country, I show up with my trusty bow and arrow. Black Stallion, charge! My horse charges forward. I shoot arrows at images of that detestable man printed on paper. All the guests are shocked by my audacity to insult the prince. What's up, you want to call off the engagement now? Suddenly, Jay comes up from behind.
If you aimed a little better, you'd actually hit the mark.
Oh my god, what is this feeling? Don't tell me I've fallen for this madman. No, he must be acting. I can't soften up.
Watch out!
Someone's trying to harm the prince! Protect the prince and the princess!
Jay just took an arrow for me? Right after Jay and I rushed back to the royal palace to cool off. Why would anyone want to harm him? Why did Jay shield me? Does he actually like me? While I'm dazed with questions, suddenly I overhear palace servants whispering. Could it be someone seeking revenge for Lord Sebastian? Must be. I heard Lord Sebastian vanished in some accident. Something fishy there. The royal family stopped talking about him altogether. Sebastian vanished? No way! What did he do to deserve this? I'll find out the truth no matter what. I couldn't wait any longer. That night, I sneaked out to the prince's room. Due to the recent ambush, security was tighter than ever. I had to be super careful not to get caught. Where is it? What's this?
Your Majesty, we've caught the suspect.
A suspect? No, it's me.
Speak! Why are you here?
Of course I couldn't spill my real motives. And just then, I was being escorted away when suddenly, a figure in black swoops in, swiftly knocks down the guards, and pulls me away from the crowd. Who is this guy? Let me go! Who are you? As soon as he sets me down, I rip off the mask of my mysterious abductor. The kidnapper, it's none other than Jay? Jay, I don't get it.
I'll explain everything later. For now, let's get you out of here. Don't be scared.
No, I'm not going anywhere. What have you done with my Sebastian? How dare you guys mess with him? Just then, a scary-looking gang appears behind Jay, led by none other than Jay and Sebastian's uncle.
So, it was you? Yes, I've been watching you for a long time. Now both the prince and his tiny wife are in my hands. Be smart and tell the king to pass the crown to your brother.
Then you're sorely mistaken. I'm not the prince. You just kidnapped his brother. I won't let you touch the royal family.
Turns out Sebastian has been impersonating Jay all along to uncover this coup. He was under royal orders and ready to die for Jay at any moment. There was no accident at all. My poor Sebastian. After many years, the person I've been dealing with these past days was actually the one I've always longed for. No wonder he was always so gentle with me, yet had to keep his distance sometimes to avoid suspicion.
You're just your brother's shadow. If you want me to spare her, lead me to the prince! Hurry up!
Fine. Give her the car keys, and I'll take you to the prince.
He sneers and throws the car keys at me. Suddenly, I catch a signal from Sebastian.
Attack now, Caitlin!
Getting the hint, I quickly grab the keys and hurl them at the evil man. While his guards are off guard, Sebastian swiftly takes down the troops. Luckily, right after that, the royal forces find us. All the baddies have to pay for their actions. I immediately run over and hug Sebastian tightly. Then he had to sit through an hour of me scolding him for lying to me. After this ordeal, the king sees Sebastian in a new light and gives him a chance to compete fairly with Jay. But he declines the opportunity, asking for just one thing.
I ask that you annul Caitlin's engagement to the prince. She deserves to choose her own happiness.
Luckily, the king agrees. Now I can enjoy the life of a 17-year-old teen fully and be with the one I love.
Hey there, I'm Harper from a quaint little town in Venezuela. Before diving into my story, take a second to like and subscribe to MDA. I grew up with my loving single dad who always put me first. Dad worked his butt off in the past, and now we live comfortably in a huge mansion. Unlike other millionaire dads, he always makes time for me.
Money isn't everything to me. You are.
My mom died in an accident when I was 5, while Dad was on a business trip. Since then, he realized that no amount of money or power could replace family love. But as Dad got richer and stayed single, I grew more worried about the gold diggers circling around him. They all wanted to be my stepmom and lay their hands on Dad's massive fortune. I did my job well until I turned 17. Us girls were huddled up, gossiping about the guys in the school's basketball team when the bell rang. Swear! I accidentally brushed against his muscles. Bet they're like the rocks.
Oh, come on. Cute is enough.
Ladies, boys are always a hot topic, but it's time for class. A new teacher, huh? All right, Miss Smith quit to marry some rich guy, and our new homeroom teacher is… what's her name again? Blair Reynolds. You can call me Miss Blair. Not married, huh? Wow, she shines in that smart outfit, showing off her perfect figure. Look at her hair. Must be meticulously cared for. Her jewelry and purse are all luxury items. Hey Harper, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
A snobby teacher, huh?
True to form, she could spend a whole period talking about her hair or how much her nails cost. But the boys in class were smitten, even nicknaming her Blair the Angel. One day, I bet my best friend that Miss Blair would bring 2 outfits to school in one morning. Only one way to find out. We're just pulling a little prank, nothing harmful. As usual, Miss Blair walks in gracefully and settles into her chair. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Who did this? My $1,000 outfit! We froze as the whole class turned to look at us. Uh-oh. Miss Blair freaked out and called our parents. See, I told you she'd bring 2 outfits for just one morning. But that's not important anymore. Claire's parents didn't show, but my dad did. I was shaking like a leaf. I was sure I'd be grounded for life. Harper, you're usually a good student, but this time you went too far. But you weren't even hurt. Don't test my patience, Harper. Sir, I'm so sorry about your daughters. But my dad wasn't listening anymore. His eyes were glued to Miss Blair. I'd never seen him so spaced out. After taking the report card from Miss Blair, Dad walked out, like he was floating on cloud 9. No, anyone but her! After school that day, I saw a bunch of scary-looking guys across the street. Wonder which bad egg from our school is mixed up with those thugs. No idea. Not our business. Let's go. Before we could sneak away, a big burly guy stopped us. Hello, can we help you?
Hey, no Blair Reynolds?
We looked at each other, obviously knowing who he was talking about.
Tell her to pay up quick if she's smart, or don't blame us for what happens.
So it was clear, Miss Blair was no angel. The next day, Dad came home looking really happy. But he brought Miss Blair with him and introduced her as
My girlfriend.
This was the first time my dad ever brought another woman home, and it made me mad. In the very house my mom used to live? No way! Plus, Miss Blair wasn't a good person. I had to find a way to open Dad's eyes. I took Dad's phone to send some random texts to her and then deleted all traces. Miss Blair got mad at Dad the next day, but when Dad showered her with gifts, she was all smiles again. Such a blatant gold digger. One day, I caught Blair doing something suspicious in our kitchen. I yelled and was about to drag her out of the house when Dad showed up.
Blair was just making some snacks for me, sweetheart.
Who knows if she planned to put laxatives in them so she could sneak into Dad's room and clean out the safe. But I just thought of another way to scare her off. Let me do it. Doesn't Dad love the pancakes I make? Dad happily agreed while Miss Blair looked uneasy. Don't worry, I won't poison them for sure. But for her plate, I specially used olive oil instead of honey. She'd pay for trying to ruin my family. We sat down and started a pleasant conversation. Blair ate 1 bite, 2 bites, and didn't show any weird reaction. How could this be? How is it, Dad?
Delicious. Harper's pancakes are always great.
Mom taught me when I was little. How do you find them, Miss Blair? Oh, great. She almost finished her plate, to the point where I even cringed. Do pancakes actually go with olive oil? Ew, gross. Her endurance is impressive. Oh, Miss Blair, you have such beautiful hands. They must be soft. Then I pretended to wince so Dad could see. I guess I've been studying too hard. My back and legs hurt. Wish someone could massage them. Blair quickly fell for my trap. No wonder my dad was so into her. Dad even gave her a diamond ring. At the end of the day when Blair had left, I saw Dad deep in thought, counting money in the safe. Was he robbed? All my suspicions fell on Blair. She owed a huge debt to some shady guys and everything was too clear. But Dad would never believe me without proof. After school the next day, I snuck into the trunk of Miss Blair's car. I had to get some evidence against her before Dad. When the car stopped, I peeked outside. Wow, that was a big, seemingly wealthy house. Had I misunderstood her? She didn't seem short on cash. But just a few minutes later, a young, handsome man approached the front door. Why are you so late? I've been waiting for you.
Let's go inside. I've missed you.
Jesus! Besides my dad, she's seeing someone else. Gotta take pictures as evidence. I sneaked out and circled to the back of the house, where I could catch Blair and the man laughing joyfully with a little boy. Oh my, she even has a kid? But in my panic, I dropped my phone inside. No choice, I had to jump through the window to retrieve it. This mission was getting tricky. The sound of approaching footsteps scared me, so I ran upstairs and into a random room. Geez, looks like I'm in Blair's bedroom. Her expensive my fists. To my astonishment, Blair took them down in a flash. Just a few swift moves and the two thugs were sprawled on the ground. Now I was the one with my mouth hanging open. The police arrived shortly after, along with my dad, the young man, and the little boy. It turned out to be a long story. This is my brother and nephew. His wife left them with a huge debt. My dad had offered Blair money to help her family, but she had refused. That made me feel even more guilty. But then, what about the missing money in the safe? I saw Dad looking worried. After a moment of confusion, Dad admitted that he had given me the money to buy a new handbag. We had both forgotten about the expense. Jeez, it was all because of me.
Harper, I haven't asked you yet. Where were you? I called you hundreds of times.
Dad, I'm sorry.
You're grounded. 1 week. No, 1 month.
I couldn't say a word. I knew I had to pay for my actions. The girl, she saved me. If it wasn't for her waking me up, something terrible could have happened. After that, no one mentioned what happened that night anymore. Blair never asked why I was there. I guess she knew everything. Knew I had suspected her for being a gold digger. There's one thing I've never said out loud. The moment Blair protected me reminded me of my mom. She used to shield me like that when I was little. Maybe it's time for me to be more open-minded. Turns out, Blair is actually a kind-hearted person, just a bit more flamboyant than others. It took me 2 hours to do this hairstyle. What do you think? Right now, Blair is still just my teacher. My dad and she haven't gotten together yet. Don't get me wrong, I'm not stopping them anymore. My dad can love whoever he wants, as long as he's happy.
Oh my gosh, look at this! The photo of our little one got 1 million likes! I became famous when I was just 2 years old, and it's been awesome. I got used to being the face of various brands, surrounded by media and paparazzi everywhere I went. All right, you pick.
Fantastic. That's my girl.
So by the age of 5, I already owned a jewelry store named after me, all thanks to my family's support in every aspect. I became wealthy, buying houses and cars, and even landing on the list of the youngest millionaires on the planet. But then, at 16, we got a threatening call about a lawsuit against the store for selling fake jewelry.
I have all the proof. I give you a choice. Shut down all your stores, or your career and reputation are toast.
But the threats didn't stop there. Hey, I'm Harley, a successful 16-year-old entrepreneur from New Jersey. At first, I thought the threatener was just some dumb business rival trying to play dirty. But when they sent over what they called proof, I was totally shocked. All the logos were mine, but the necklace was made of white gold instead of platinum. As I was trying to figure out the mix-up, my cousin Jenna dropped by the store. It's late. Let's head home together, shall we? Just as I locked up, Jenna screamed when she saw a shadowy figure near her car. She ran off and I chased, but Jenna's second scream stopped me. Harley, you have to see this!
I warned you!
I wanted to chase him down, but Jenna held me back. It's too dangerous. The police and my parents came, but no trace of the attacker was found. The search shattered the city's peaceful atmosphere. My parents were more worried than ever, but I knew they respected my decisions. Harley? Fine, I'll shut down the business, just for a while. Jenna, sorry about your car, but my dad made an even more shocking decision.
You need a bodyguard, a personal guard.
What? In my 16 years of life, I never thought I'd need a bodyguard in my own home. Weird. But I couldn't say no to my parents' firm decision this time. I randomly picked a resume because they all seemed the same anyway. When I met my bodyguard, well, no surprise, a huge muscular man. Probably could take down an elephant. But before I could get in the car, he slipped on a banana peel and ended up with a broken arm. Gosh.
Hold on. I think I can make this right. My son.
When I met the son of the clumsy guy, I almost fainted seeing his face. Handsome, suave, no words can describe him. And he seemed just a few years older than me.
Hello, I'm Kane. I'll be filling in for my dad while he's out.
You look too young for this job. Are you sure? Suddenly, a guy came charging at me out of nowhere, and Kane swiftly moved me out of harm's way. Wow, impressive! Let's go. As I approached the classroom, Jenna suddenly ran up and was about to hug me. but Kane quickly stepped in to block her. Ouch! What's wrong with you? Who are you? He is my bodyguard. A bodyguard? Really? I thought you hated having someone tailing you all the time. I'm Harley's cousin, and do you think I want to harm my own sister?
I'm just doing my job, ma'am.
Well, give me a second. You'll see, bodyguards are just guys following you around, not helping at all. You should fire him as soon as possible. Come on, it can't be that bad. But Jenna was right. Kane followed me everywhere, even to the school restroom and our sleepover party. It was driving me crazy. Now does he want to join our ladies' sleepover? Kane, without a word, quickly stepped outside. Rude. I knew he was just standing right outside the door. Jeez, I've never seen him sleep, ever. I complained to Jenna about his attitude and she came up with an idea. Let's embarrass him. Maybe he'll feel ashamed and quit on his own. You're good at this sort of thing. Right. Sounds promising. I woke up at 3 a.m. and set up a net trap. He was going to be the joke of the night. I couldn't wait to see his face. I screamed as if I had just seen something terrifying. 1, 2, 3. Kane rushed into the room like a whirlwind and oops, he got caught in my trap. Look at you. Helpless, right?
You find this funny?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh no, let me down, please. I'm scared of heights.
His scared attitude now served him right. Serves him right for always being so cold as a statue. Suddenly, I stepped on the string and it snapped back. I ended up hanging upside down next to Kane. Uh-oh, awkward. Quick as a flash, Kane got out of the net. Great, now he's going to laugh in my face. But instead, he quickly cut the rope. He caught me, more like scooped me up in his arms. His face was... My heart skipped a beat as we looked at each other. Really close. And then Kane leaned in towards my face. Just then, the lights came on and I pushed him away. Embarrassing, really. The next day I wanted to visit the store to check things out since I still had work to do there. Kane stubbornly refused to let me go, saying, for safety reasons. So annoying. Nothing ever happens in broad daylight. This is close enough. I'm not used to having someone by my side while I work. After my revenge last night, it seemed like Kane had loosened up a bit. He obediently nodded and drove into the parking lot. Just as I entered the store, I saw a young man in a mask rummaging through the display area. Too scared to scream, I could only stammer a few words and instinctively step back. He had messy red hair, someone I'd never seen before. When he noticed me, he charged, knocking me to the floor in pain. Ow!
You just don't listen, do ya? Harley?
Quick! Chase him! He's the one threatening me! But Kane refused and let him escape. He just missed my chance to expose the truth.
Your leg injury is more important.
Luckily, it was just a minor injury. But I was dealt a huge blow when news about my jewelry store selling fakes spread all over the media. It quickly became a hot topic online. Even though Jenna helped me correct the information, things couldn't be the same as before. Oh, I swear I'll catch him. One day, Jenna visited me but called Kane outside to talk. They thought I was asleep, but I wasn't. What could Jenna possibly want to talk to my bodyguard about? What are you really here for?
I think you're smart enough to figure it out.
I knew from the start you were untrustworthy. Why didn't you chase after the threatener? Are you plotting something against Harley? Do you like Harley?
How long have you known?
Shocked by this revelation, I realized I had trusted the wrong person. How should I confront this?
Harley, I need to talk to you.
Enough. Leave before I lose my mind. I didn't let him say anything more, got up and pushed him out the door. Get out! I never want to see your face again. I knew Kane stood there for a while before leaving. Whatever his reasons, he had ruined my life. And I said get out! It's just me. I cried a lot and Jenna was there to comfort me. Thankfully, she's always been there for me since we were kids. The danger's over. No need to worry anymore. How about something fun? We then went to a party at Jenna's friend's place. The music was pumping and everyone was having a good time. I needed a break after all the stress. Suddenly, I felt dizzy. Just orange juice, right? Why does it feel so weird?
You sure about this?
No turning back now. Don't ask stupid questions. Once she's gone, everything will be mine.
When you're rich, don't forget me.
You talk too much. I feel myself being lifted. Red hair? It's him, but I'm too weak to resist.
Put her down.
What's happening?
I said, put her down.
It's Kane.
Ugh, disgusting.
This time, Kane catches the guy before he can escape. How? I thought I sent you away.
I followed because I was worried about you. For the rest, ask the one who needs to be asked.
It was then I realized who had been talking to the guy trying to kidnap me. Jenna, why would you? Ever since we were kids, you've always taken all the attention. With your damn jewelry store getting richer and richer, everyone treated me like a loser next to a genius. Yes, it was me. I made those calls, exposed you online. My plan was perfect, if not for this jerk. This hit me harder than anything. I couldn't believe my own sister, whom I respected and loved, always hated me. The last favor I did for her was not reporting this to the police. I think we need to talk. As Kane turns back, I see his face light up.
I thought you were mad at me for admitting that I like you.
Fool! I thought you were behind this.
Yeah.
What did you say? Anyway, you're still my bodyguard.
I guess I have to quit this job.
Why would you?
Hello, I'm back.
Then we'll just have to be together in a different way.